In the 1960s and 1970s, Bruce Lee became more than just a martial artist and actor. He became a legend who challenged the status quo of traditional martial arts. His influence reached far beyond his films and television roles, leaving a lasting impact on what would eventually become known as mixed martial arts MMA. Bruce Lee was born in 1940 in San Francisco, but grew up in Hong Kong, where he trained in Wing Chun, a traditional Chinese martial art. However, when Lee moved back to the United States, he began to encounter different martial arts styles. It was here that his dissatisfaction with the rigid and orthodox techniques of traditional martial arts started to grow. Lee believed that no single style had all the answers and that a true martial artist should be adaptable and open-minded. This philosophy led him to create Jeet Kune Do (JKD), often translated as the way of the intercepting fist. JKD wasn't a new martial art, but rather a new approach to martial arts. It emphasized practicality, efficiency, and directness, encouraging fighters to absorb what is useful, discard what is not, and add what is uniquely your own. Lee's JKD was a precursor to the concept of MMA because it blended techniques from various disciplines, breaking down the barriers between styles. Bruce Lee's teachings and ideas about martial arts were revolutionary. He believed that being stuck in one style made a fighter vulnerable and that adaptability was the key to true mastery. His ideas were initially met with resistance by the traditional martial arts community, but over time, they gained traction. Lee's films, such as Enter the Dragon and Way of the Dragon, introduced a global audience to the power and grace of martial arts, but they also subtly conveyed his philosophy. Audiences around the world were not just captivated by the fight scenes. They were inspired by the idea that martial arts could be a fluid and evolving practice rather than something bound by rigid rules and traditions. While Bruce Lee passed away in 1973, his influence on the martial arts world continued to grow. The 1980s and 1990s saw the emergence of a new sport that would become known as mixed martial arts. Early pioneers of MMA, such as Royce Gracie and Ken Shamrock, demonstrated that fighters who combined techniques from different martial arts had a distinct advantage in the ring. The Ultimate Fighting Championship (UFC), founded in 1993, became the premier platform for this new kind of combat sport, where fighters of various backgrounds competed under a unified rule set. Many of the early MMA fighters and promoters openly acknowledged Bruce Lee's influence on their training and philosophies. The UFC even referred to Lee as the father of mixed martial arts because of his role in breaking down the barriers between different fighting styles. Today, MMA is a global phenomenon, with fighters from all over the world training in disciplines as varied as Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, wrestling,